Today I have a story of how 12 children lost their mother, as well as some very important lessons. We have to head over to the city of Detroit. This is a story that you have not heard anywhere else. It's about a 42-year-old mother. She had 12 children, a teenage mom, had her first child at 16 years old, and she's been having children every other year for about 26 years. Her youngest baby only a year old, and now this mother of 12 is gone, leaving behind a lot of young children. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. If you're watching from Detroit, let me know below. 42-year-old Tiffany Holiday was a single mother who spent the last 26 years of her life taking care of her children and adding more kids to the bunch, delivering a new child about every 2 to 3 years. On July 20th, 2023, things took a turn for Tiffany. She ended up suffering a stroke. Luckily, she was able to be saved. She had a long stay in the hospital, about 6 weeks. Then on Labor Day weekend, she was happy to be discharged to go home to her children. Tiffany was home for just 2 weeks before the morning of September 12th, 2023. That's when one of her daughters walked into the bathroom where she found her mother passed out on the floor. This time, Tiffany did not make it.
It's just sad that mom was gone when she still got little kids here to look after. It is so hard.
Unexpected, heartrending, piercing pain. A Detroit mother of 12 gone at the young age of 42. One of the children found her.
Yes, her daughter found her on the floor getting ready for school.
That was Tuesday morning. Tiffany Holiday's brother says she had a stroke in late July, but had been home from the hospital since Labor Day weekend, and then the devastating discovery.
It was just a horrible moment. You never want to see the kids, especially at that age, find their mother on the floor like that. It was just crazy.
Her family says Tiffany was giving, loving, a wonderful spirit.
I'm disabled. I couldn't take care of myself, and she opened up her doors to me. You know what I mean? So if she did it for me, she did it for everybody. You know, it doesn't matter who you were, it's white, black, yellow, green. She did whatever she could to help the community.
A family now trying to move forward. She leaves behind kids ages 1 through 26.
Take care of my little sisters, make sure they straight and make sure they fat and all right.
But they still need help to give Holiday a proper goodbye.
We're just asking for you guys' help, you know what I'm saying? We already set a GoFundMe account, and we just need your help and support and trying to help us, put Tiffany away properly, because that's what she would want, and she gave so much to the community and gave so much to these kids. I mean, she throw birthday parties, she throw gatherings, she throw graduation parties for the kids in the neighborhood, and all we ask is for, you guys to show respect and return and help her out, because, she didn't have much, and whatever she had, she gave to everybody.
In Detroit, Hillary Golston, Fox 2 News.
One thing that's never talked about is the depression and the stress that the older children go through when stuff like this happens. He's probably the oldest or the second oldest, and there's no way that this young man can take care of all of his mother's children and make sure they all eat. How is he supposed to do that? It's unclear the cause of death, but her family said it was a medical issue. She just had the stroke in July. She's got a baby that's only 1. So her delivering a baby a year ago at 41 years old also put her health at risk. And I say it all the time, pushing out babies for random men or men who are not committed to you is less than smart. And pushing out babies at 41 years old is outright dangerous. Sure, it can happen. You see the celebrities y'all worship doing it all the time, but please remember, it's dangerous. Whether or not you have previous medical conditions. We've seen it time and time again. How women, especially black women, go into these hospitals and they don't walk out. Just like the story of 35-year-old Nikita Washington. She's another mother of 12 in Detroit. I brought that story to you as well earlier this year. And just like Tiffany, Nikita had her first child when she was 16, and by 35, she was pushing out baby number 12, and she passed away after giving birth. You may remember the news story where her mother said that she was left with all 12 children.
And I said, Lord Jesus, you ain't calling to tell me what you think. I think you telling me. She said, yes, Mama, Nikita is gone.
Nikita died at just 35 years old. Several of her children, who you see here, are so young but already know pain.
They taking it hard. They have good days and they have bad days.
All of the children looked extremely depressed, and the grandmother didn't look well either. Nikita had multiple baby daddies, and the father of the youngest children, he was locked up in the county at the time. Not sure if he's still there or what's going on with this case, but when Nikita died after giving birth to his baby, he was in jail. And I remember people saying, well, she probably had a medical condition. And she could have, but that hospital where she died was also very janky. A lot of women walk into these hospitals healthy and still don't walk out alive. That happened with Judge Glenda Hatchett. Her daughter-in-law died at Cedars-Sinai. She was a healthy woman too, but after her C-section, some janky stuff went on at the hospital with aftercare.
There was negligent care happening here.
No question.
Kira wasn't getting the assistance that she wanted. But did you know that right away? Within hours she would die after that C-section.
Right.
But, did you see right in front of your faces what was happening?
Yeah.
But was it piecing together later, reflecting?
No, it was happening right then, Fred.
Wow.
I was there, Charles was there, her mother, we were all there. And what happened is that Charles saw the blood in the catheter first and started asking questions. Kira's aunt, who's like a second mother, is a nurse, and so she was there. I left the hospital after a point because I had the 19-month-old and we moved back to the condo. But what I was told before I left is that the doctor may have nicked her bladder and they would go in and repair it, and at most it would take 15 minutes, right? And so since we'd been there for so long with this little one, I left, and I carried so much guilt for years after that, because I was like, if I had known, if I had been able to rely on what they told me. But all of what they told me was not true. She was internally bleeding, and when Charles said, when they went in, Fred, there were 3.5 liters of blood. She was a size 2 on a good day. I mean, and she was in great health.
Yeah, looking at those pictures, she's vibrant.
And she's
fit,
beautiful
amazing.
Inside and out. Marathon runner. She skydived. She had a pilot's license. I mean, she was a remarkable woman. And never ever did I think that we'd walk into that hospital and never walk out without her. And I considered myself to be knowledgeable, but I did not know 7 years ago that this was not just unique to Kira. I knew that something was wrong. They didn't respond to her. There was a basis for a lawsuit. I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, but I'm also a lawyer, so I had all of these things kind of coming together.
And I believe they want a settlement for that. Now Judge Hatchett's son is raising his 2 boys from his wife, and he's an advocate. He's been fighting for better maternal health. And recently, after years of their family's complaints, an investigation is now open into what is going on at that facility. Because over the years, it was also revealed that the Hatchetts are not the only ones with complaints. Whatever the case, childbirth is dangerous, especially for older women. If you are 35 years and up, that will be geriatric pregnancy. And women hate hearing that. I don't know why. It is what it is. It's been much research done on this. Pregnancies at 35 or older is considered extremely high risk. And again, pregnancy at any age is risky. You could lose your life. But geriatric pregnancy, your risk is even higher. You can experience a health emergency, have changes in your health, experience a near fatal event, or even fatal. This can happen before, during, and even after childbirth. Nikita was 35. Judge Hatchett's daughter-in-law was healthy, but she was still 39. And Tiffany here, she didn't lose her life during childbirth, but it sounds like she had some medical complications or some sort of change in her health after she gave birth to baby number 12. Who knows how her body was impacted or how it possibly could have deteriorated from all of that stress and trauma that she put on herself pushing out a baby at 41. Even women in top shape, athletes like Allison Felix and Serena Williams had near fatal complications. We're talking about highly active, highly competitive women. Serena is a legend and she's amazing, but I hope she doesn't try this again. It's just too much risk. One, you have the issue of geriatric pregnancy, but another issue overall, you have poor maternal care at some of these hospitals. Now that we know all of that though, I don't understand why women like Tiffany will continue breeding all these children. She's got 12 kids. Not sure how her health was before child number 12, but after things went completely downhill. How do you keep having all these children, no husband, no insurance, when you have 12 kids? What's the plan if something were to happen to you? And why don't they ever have life insurance? They don't carry it on themselves or their 12 kids just in case something happens. So they don't have to go around asking people for money on GoFundMe. And then for the kids, those little policies, if you take them out as babies, is nothing. Like I said before, Black people don't believe in life insurance. There was a time when grandma and grandpa, they would make sure everybody had insurance, but that was also the day when families couldn't get on social media and beg for money on GoFundMe. They had to fund it themselves. Grandma and grandpa would even buy plots for the whole family to try to plan for everybody to be buried together. It's obvious though, the older people today, they are older than the mothers and fathers of the silent generation at the time that they had to make these type of decisions. But Gen X and the millennials, they are definitely less responsible than the parents of the silent generation. For the younger ladies out there, don't go around just pushing out babies for anybody. You only push out babies for your husband, and you must vet your husband before becoming his wife. Also prepare for a waiting period because most marriages today are not even lasting 5 years. That means you cannot waste your 20s in hot girl summer era. Your 20s is the era for you to get the husband. And to the older ladies, remember 35 and up is geriatric pregnancy. Just understand what you're getting yourself into and be ready for the worst. If you have other kids, what happens to them if something happens to you? Do you have life insurance? And again, no woman should be pushing out a baby for a man that's not committed to them. Sending condolences to Tiffany's family. She's leaving behind 12 children. Special thank you to our brother Judah Zion. I appreciate you for always showing support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.